And I'm pleased to say that she's still with us from our London studios. Kerry, how much time will you actually have from leaving the West End to getting on the stage at Broadway? Will you have much breathing space?
About 24 hours.
Is that it?
Well, I finish here on Saturday the 7th of June. I then fly literally on the Monday, and I have a couple of days rehearsal in New York, in the afternoons that they're not performing, and then I start on the 17th. Which is the following Tuesday, so not very long.
So it doesn't give you time to sort of find your bearings, find a flat, and adjust to the 5-hour times.
No, so I might be a bit woozy for the first few days. But, it might be character building, so.
Has this always been your dream to achieve stardom on not only the West End stage, but Broadway as well?
Well, you know what, I joke about this with my mum. I keep saying, you have these lists when you're younger, and you say, yep, I want to be in a West End show, and my list keeps kind of getting bigger and bigger because I keep achieving my goals. So I keep having to make new dreams and ambitions, and it's been amazing. I mean, the last month, I did used to want to just get into the West End, and then there was a point I got into the West End, and I was like, I want to play a role in the West End, and I decided to do that. And then I was like, well, I need to do a concert, and then I need to do this, and then I need to record an album, and I just keep. And then it was Broadway, and these things just keep happening, and it's amazing, it's incredible.
Why do you think you've been able to achieve the dream where others have failed?
I don't know, I really don't know the secret to it. All I can say is I've just tried to do my best, work hard, be nice to people, and, do my job to the best of my ability, and I've been lucky to get where I've got, really. I don't know.
How long did it take you to make the transition from doing the Star Makers productions down here in Suffolk and Stowmarket to the West End? And what do your friends think now of you?
Oh, you know what? My friend, I've got such a great friends and family. They're brilliant. They all really support me, and they're the same. Every time I do something new, they're so supportive and so wowed by it, and they all come and see and they support me, and I'm sure lots of them are listening today. Hello, everyone. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I always knew that I wanted to perform, and after I was working in Norfolk at Posses, I went to college, and from there I went away on a cruise ship for a year, got some experience, and travelled the world a little bit, and then I came back, and I've been lucky to go from show to show to show, and strength to strength, really, and it's just been like a roller coaster. It's been amazing.
Did the West End meet all your expectations?
And more. Yeah, I mean, it's funny how you just get whirlwind into it, and these different roles that I've been lucky enough to play, and diverse kind of roles. I've not been pigeonholed into one kind of area of a character. I've been lucky to play very different roles. It's been great, and it's nice, and hopefully it'll continue.
How do the shows that you have done? I mean, you've done My Fair Lady, We Will Rock You, Miss Saigon, Les Mis. You've also done, of course, and you're starring in Wicked at the moment. These are the top London shows. How do they sort of compare role-wise for you? Which one has been the most challenging?
This one.
Oh, there.
They've all had their different moments. It was great to create the role of Meatloaf in We Will Rock You. That was amazing. I did My Fair Lady with Trevor Nunn, and to work with him was also incredible. To do classics like Les Miserables and Miss Saigon, a childhood dreams. Every kid wants to do them if they want to do a musical. So to have accomplished that and to have played a role in both of those shows was amazing. And to work for Cameron McIntosh again, brilliant. And then Wicked has been a challenge for me because it's been so massive, and it's a real big thing, and to learn how to pace has been quite a challenge, because I've been used to coming on and singing the 11 o'clock number basically, and doing the show, and that's it, whereas this show is like song after song after song, and dialogue after dialogue. So it's been a real experience for me, but a wonderful experience, and probably one I was quite ready for as well, because I'd done a lot of other things, and I was ready for a new thing that was actually going to challenge me. So I think the next thing is obviously Broadway, and I'm sure that's going to bring more challenges to
I bet
come.
it is. Do you still pinch yourself when you're on the stage, when you're looking out at that audience?
I do. And especially, like you said, with I've just recently done chess at the Albert Hall, and things like that come along, and you do get on and do it, and you kind of go into work mode and get on and you do your thing. But there are moments that you pinch yourself and go, oh my God, I'm at the Albert Hall singing in front of 5,000, 6,000 people, and wow, it's incredible.
How was it playing Svetlana in chess in the Albert Hall?
It was. I must admit, I never thought I would be actually singing at the Albert Hall, and to be there singing, by myself, with a massive orchestra in front of all those people, with people such as Josh Groban and Clark Peters and David Padella and Marty Pello and those, big people. It was incredible. It was massive and fabulous and a brilliant experience, and I'm honoured to have been asked to do it and to be a part of it. So thanks, Tim.
And of course, also
Sir Tim, should I call him?
Sir Tim. Over the last month, we've also seen you on the small screen. You've been helping the Nancys in the BBC's I Do Anything. How do you feel about shows like that, reality shows that try and find the next West End star?
Well, what's nice about this year is the fact that they're really including, they're making sure that they're including all the shows that are going on at the moment, and they're trying to be realistic about it, I think, this year. It's obviously strange when, it's what kind of we do. We go through that process for every job. So to see it kind of on the telly, in one shape or form is quite strange, really. It can only be good to bring in new people to see the shows. I think it does branch out and make people come and see shows. But yeah, I think it's just raising people awareness about musicals, which is never a bad thing.
Out of all the Nancys that you were talking to on that night, which ones impressed you the most?
I think Rachel did a great job. She's very consistent, and I think Rachel has also got longevity. She could probably knock out 8 shows a week, which is what it's about, really. It's all very well doing one show and being great, but having the consistency and like you say, being able to perform and make it fresh for a new audience every night is the job part of it, and I think she could do that. I think perhaps some of the others are a little bit young yet to cope with that pressure, but I don't know, we'll see who the audience pick.
Do you think if you hadn't have made it big in the West End that you yourself would have put yourself up for a show like this?
I think with the way it's going, I think anybody that wanted to make a career in shows would have had to, because it's kind of the way it was going. It's kind of, big shows like that, it's the only way you could, if you wanted to go up for that role, you'd have to, I think. I don't really know. Yeah. I don't really know if I would or not.
You've got to be brave to do it. Because
you've got to be very brave.
Not only are you performing in front of a studio audience, but you've got those millions of people that are watching you as well, which is double what you probably get at a theatre, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a different audience, though, because I think it's a slightly different audience, because, primetime television on a Saturday early evening and a Sunday is reaching out to the millions, so it can only be a good thing to raise awareness to get people into the theatre. So if it just bumps people to come and see it, and to get kids involved is great, and to get a new generation of young people coming to see shows is just great.
And of course, not only are you heading off to Broadway, you've got an album coming out as well. You've been working with Brian May.
I have.
How's that been?
He sends his love, actually. I texted him this morning to say, I'm going on Radio Suffolk, and, can we play stuff? And he's like, yes, of course. Say hello to them all for me. So I'm sending his love.
Thank you.
It's just been amazing. I've been working with Brian on and off since Rock You, really. We released No One But You on iTunes as a charity single about 3 or 4 years ago. So we've been working on stuff ever since. And since Wicked, we've got together and done a few tracks. So they should be released, hopefully, just before I go. And they'll probably be available online, and you can check on my website.
Yeah.
And where else? And probably at the theatre we'll be selling them. And who else knows? You know,
well,
hopefully
it's going to be a busy time for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
A very busy time. Well, look, we wish you all the very best of luck with not only the album, but also with Broadway. And maybe in about 6 weeks' time, when you're settled in, we'll have a chat with you to find out how you're getting on Broadway and how the album's going as well.
That would be wonderful.
Kerry Ellis, thank you very much indeed for joining us from our studios in London. Good luck with continued success in the West End and even more luck with Broadway.
Ah, thank you.
BBC Radio Suffolk with Luke